Welcome to the Sellin' Podcast with Jeffrey Greif. Jeffrey has spent more than 45 years in sales and marketing. And for more than 25 years, he's presented sales seminars from large corporations to small businesses, as well as teaching university students all about the pride and passion of sales. Now, he's sharing that knowledge and practical advice with you to fast-track your journey to sales success. Whether you're selling a product, a service, or ideas, this is the Sellin' Podcast. And now your host, Jeffrey Greif.
Welcome to the Sellin' Podcast. I am your host, Jeffrey Greif, and this is the introduction episode to the Sellin' Podcast. I've been a professional salesperson for more than 37 years, and before that, I was on Madison Avenue in New York City for 7 years in advertising. In the Sellin' Podcast, I'll be sharing the stories, experiences, and lessons I've learned over these many years, so you can be a more successful salesperson, a more successful business owner, and a more successful professional. Let's face it, sales is not like brain surgery, or is it? If you want to be a pretty good brain surgeon, you can either spend the next 30, 40 years opening up people's heads, poking around inside their skulls, and learning what you can by trial and error. And by the time the authorities catch up with you, lock you in jail, and throw away the key, you may just learn a thing or two about brain surgery. Or you can read books, attend seminars, listen to presentations, and learn from other people who have opened up other people's heads and learn from them today. So you can be a much better surgeon sooner rather than later and be a doctor in a hospital, not a criminal in a penitentiary. Now, that's a ridiculous analogy, of course, but my point is whether you are selling a product or service or an idea, you can either spend the next 30, 40 years trying to figure out how to sell by trial and error, and in many years from now, you may just become a pretty good salesperson. Maybe. Or you can learn from people like me, who have spent 30, 40 years or more being a successful salesperson. Implement the strategies that I teach and start your journey to success today, not 30 years from now. In every episode of the Sellin' Podcast, I will be sharing experiences that I've had over the years, lessons learned, and teaching you how to be a more professional salesperson. You'll learn how to face your fears, your goals, be a success in however you define that for yourself. How to be a successful salesperson, entrepreneur, a leader, provide for your family, your community, be a mentor, and most importantly, how to live a fulfilling career and life in sales. Whether you are a salesperson, own a business, sell a product, service, or idea, I will also recommend in just about every episode other resources, books, audio, and seminars of other successful salespeople and marketers who have taught me so much. And my goal is to keep every episode to about 20 minutes, never more than a half an hour. Why? Because you're busy, and I want you to listen to this podcast on the way to your next sales call or to your office, or listen when you're getting dressed in the morning and shaving in the morning. Internalize the information, make it your own, be a success in sales. And speaking of book recommendations, it was 1987 and I had just gotten laid off for the third time in advertising. Getting laid off is a nice way of saying I was fired. I got a job as a salesman. Having just spent 7 years in advertising, I knew a great deal about marketing, but not a lot about selling. I went to a bookstore, and the book that caught my eye was How to Master the Art of Selling by Tom Hopkins. Is it dated? Kinda. Is the chapter on closing antiquated? It is. Do I highly recommend this book? Absolutely. This book was the foundation to my success as a salesperson. Read it, make it your own, and get out there and sell. Melanie, my podcast editor extraordinaire, let's include a link to purchase this book in the show notes. Okay?
You got it.
Now, why have I created this podcast? Well, sales can very often be a lonely career. In success and in failure, how many times have I had tremendous success and wanted to share my joy with another successful salesperson, but had no one to call? How many challenging times have I sat in my car alone, cried, washed off the tears, and got on to my next sales call? You are not alone anymore, and neither am I. Let's go on this journey together, you and me. And this podcast is for you and me. As we come to know one another, I want you to share your experiences with me. Send me a text or an email. Share the lessons you've learned. Recommend resources to me as well. Books, podcasts, seminars, webinars, authors, speakers. The reason why I have and continue to be such a successful salesperson for so many years is because I love the profession of sales. I love it, all of it. The good times, the bad times, the journey, the passion, the successes, and the heartbreak. And I have a thirst for learning more and more about sales and marketing. If you have any recommendations for me, I would appreciate it very much. I still sell and I always will. I love it, all of it. And I know you do too. That's why you're listening to the Sellin' Podcast. Also, let me know from time to time what topics you would like me to discuss. This is our podcast, yours and mine. Whether or not I have 1 million subscribers to this podcast or just one, we are in this together. Are you the one? Now let's do this thing that we do.
We hope you found this episode of the Sellin' Podcast helpful and of interest. Please make sure to like, rate, and review, and mention this podcast to a friend or a business associate. Have a comment about this podcast? Have a topic you'd like Jeffrey to discuss? Feel free to contact Jeffrey directly at jeffrey@sellin.net. He'll read and review every one of your emails. That's jeffrey@sellin.net. .net as in networking for success in sales. Now, take what you've learned today and get out there and sell. See you next time on the Sellin' Podcast.